Hey YouTube, I'm Bad Gaming here, and haven't done anything in a while, obviously, because last couple weeks, months, nothing other than Dragons and Prophecy has done anything, Worlds, whatever. But the list got announced yesterday, and this past weekend I did make a new deck. I made Constellars, and I did top of my local, so I'll be doing a deck profile of that. Um, I believe we had a turnout of about 50 people, which is about 10 more than usually goes, so we had prizing up to top 8. I did get 4th, and we did play 5 rounds. Game 1, I played 6 AMs, I 2-0'd them. Game 2, I played Agents 2-0. Game 3, I played Miss Valley, and we went until Game 3. Game 2, he sacked me, and Game 3, it was a long game. He had face up Vanity, face up Be Gone Knave, which, if you don't know what the card does, it's basically whenever a card inflicts battle damage, it goes back to your hand, which is, it sounds like a good card, but it really isn't, because your opponent could use it against you, which I did. I crashed into a monster bigger than mine, and his monster went back to his hand. My monster went to the graveyard, it destroyed his Vanity's Emptiness, and I just attacked with my other monster for game. Game 4 I played against Infernity, and it was a newer build of Infernity. I believe it had the new Archfiend cards from Judgment of the Light. And game 1, it was a quick game, he sacked me. Game 2, I kept bottomlessing. I used bottomless against his Infernity Archfiend first turn. Then his next turn, I bottomless his next one because I top decked it. So it was a really easy. That game was a really easy win. Game 3, he went first. He ended up with, I believe it was 3 monsters on his field and 5 back row. I think it was double barrier, 1 break, and I was at the top tables, and everybody watching was just like, damn, he's got no chance at this. I heavied just for fun, just for shits and giggles. I knew I was done. Infernity barriered it, and I just told him that he had it. He obviously had it. I couldn't do anything to stop any of the barriers or the breaks, so, I gave him the game, and he ended up winning the tournament. Game 5, I played against Boojins, and that was just a really hard matchup. I mean, Yamato this weekend, it was, at 25, and my friend picked up 4 of them, and he just sold them for 20. Any Yamato he sold them for 20 all day, because that's how bad people wanted him. And I'm going to be honest, that's going to be probably one of the next best decks going into next format, just because Bottomless went to 1, what else happened? Torrential went to 1, and it's just going to be really hard to get rid of that Yamato now. But I recommend, if you guys know any cards that could get rid of Yamato without targeting, or what's the other one? Yeah, I think it's just without targeting. Get him now, because that deck's going to be big. I mean, Yamato already went to 35, but I believe I won in Game 1. Game 2, he first turned Yamato'd, and I could not do anything. I mean, he just kept protecting it. It's like Ophion. As long as you keep protecting it, you got game. And Game 3, I'll be honest, he should have won the match, but he misplayed, and he summoned I believe I had a Pallades and a Sheridan on the field, and he summoned Yamato when he should have summoned Bear, because he searched for it. And if he would have summoned Bear, he would have popped my Pallades and just ran over my Sheridan. And I basically told him if he would have summoned Bear, I would have scooped, because he would have had it. And his friend was watching. His friend told him after the match, yeah, you know what, I would have summoned Bear too. But his misplay, I took advantage of it, and I got the game. But anyway, start deck profile. I got 3 costs. He's basically the MVP on the deck. He makes you're rank 5, and if you want rank 3, I don't see why you would go rank 3, maybe even rank 6 sometimes. But you just put in work all weekend, obviously, going into Pleiades, and you need it at 3. I think everybody knows you need it at 3. Whatever. But the deck, I did finish it the morning of the tournament. I went Friday night to try to finish it, and I had literally, I was missing 2 bears and the whole extra deck going into Saturday. And Saturday, a former Constellar player had his stuff in his binder, and I just told him, how much do you want for all of it, and we worked out a deal. But I think I got the last card for the deck, which was honest, like 5 minutes before the tournament started, so that was pretty close. But next, 3 Pollux, gives you an additional normal summon. No, you guys should know what he does. Aljaidi, I don't see why you wouldn't play him on 3. He special summons. A lot of people say, oh, he can get Veilered. Anything can get Veilered this format. It's just play him at 3. I don't see why you wouldn't. You want to draw something to get your costs out pretty fast, or your Sombre, whatever floats your boat. 3 Sheridan. Some people don't play this card at 3. Some people play it at 2. I've seen builds that don't play it at all. I think you need the card. I mean, honestly, if I wouldn't open any monster cards, I would open him, and he would just basically save me the duel. I mean, yeah, you summon him in attack mode, and most likely he'll get the shit beat out of him because he's only at 700, but it's still better than drawing pure spells or traps. Next is 3 Sombre. You know, you top deck him, you banish, you add to hand, summon, you overlay. He's just really good. He's the reason I decided to start building the deck. I mean, I've been wanting to build a deck for a long time, but after I did play my Geargy out for a while because I honestly did love the deck, but after Nationals, what did this card go up to $20? And you know, $20 was a little steep. They used to be like 10, and then now they're 15. I did get them at 15 a piece, which was okay for me. It's better than picking up for $20 a piece. Bears, play double bears, you know, for Tanky. Tanky searches him, Tanky searches costs. This was the card to find that morning. I mean, it took me a good half an hour to find someone with a 1, and then another 15 minutes to find another person. I mean, I don't see why it took me that long. It's getting reprinted in the tins, and I'm getting 4 of the tins along with some of my teammates, but the store was out of them. Anybody who had them was either playing them or didn't want to trade them. I did find ultis last minute, but I would pick these up. I mean, I got one for 15. I got them I think I got both for 15, which isn't bad because usually that's what the Ultra goes for. So if you guys can pick these up at 15s, I would get them. I mean, they shouldn't go down that much when it gets reprinted. And the last card was Honest, the last card I had to find because my teammate wouldn't let me borrow his. You know, it's an all light deck. I don't see why you wouldn't play him if it's an all light deck. Next, I played Triple Tanky, searches your bears, searches your cost, just makes the deck a whole lot faster. Pretty soon this is going to go to 2. I am going to replace this in some of the cards that are, you know, getting limited, banned, with probably with some of like the siding cards that I'm going to use for Boujins, because literally everyone at my locals wanted Yamatos. That was the thing, Yamatos. Everyone was looking for them, and that was a really hard matchup. I mean, like I said, I shouldn't have even won it, so I'm just probably going to main deck that card. Next is 3 MSDs, you know, gets rid of the back row. Game 2, I usually save these for, you know, Vanity's Emptiness. That's what a lot of people like siding in against Constellars now. You know, they're like, oh, I have it in my side deck because I don't want to play Dragons, so, you know, might as well put it in for Constellar. I mean, cost is still at 1800, and that's honestly not bad for a monster. So vanity didn't really hurt me all that much, and when I didn't have this, I would just use cost as a beater, so that didn't give me too many problems. Book of Moon, really good card. A lot of times I would set this because, like I said, Sheridan gets the shit beat out of him a lot, so you would need to put this in to protect him. Rhoda for Pollux, search Pollux. Lance, I played this card usually if I had Lance first turn. I would try to go into Pallades first turn. I'm kind of starting to like Omega first turn too. I mean, he's kind of hard to get rid of, especially if you have defense, which in this deck I do play a good amount of defense, but if I have this first turn, I'll go into Pallades just because I feel a little more confident going first turn Pallades if I have this. Next is a Trinity, which is just going to be Dark Hole pretty soon because of the ban list. Game changer cards, whatever. I don't see why they banned them. I mean, the way I think about it is that these are copies of cards that everyone has, everyone just plays in their deck, and I would see no reason to get rid of a card that everyone can have. Yeah, they're game changers, but everyone has a copy. It's not like $100 cards where only these players with massive amounts of money can play. For the traps, I did play 2D Prison. The whole Mexican thing. Mexicans love Deep Prison. I'm Mexican. I love Deep Prison. It's a good card. It's getting semi'd, which I really don't understand. You never really see people playing more than 2 of these. But, whatever, Konami. Bottomless, pretty soon going to 1. I'm also going to replace it with my side-in for Boojins. I mean, it's not just a side-in for Boojins, but it's an okay card all around, and next format, I'm going to really need something to stop summons, and I'm just going to put it over that. 2 Compulse, again, going to 1 soon. It's great against XYZ, Synchros, getting these big monsters off the field. The reason I don't play Fiendish Chain is because, yeah, it's good, but it stops effects, it stops these small monsters effects, but if you ever use it on a big beater, the beater's still on the field, and that's honestly what I don't like about the card, that the beater's still there and you still have to find a way to get over it. So I decided to play this over Fiendish Chain. Then I played 1 Starlight. I really like Starlight. I put 1 in at least every one of my decks. I don't see why you wouldn't. It's a free, negate, and it brings out Stardust Dragon, which is another free negate, destruction negate. Really good card. I don't see why some people don't play this at all. Warning, it's at 1 now. Yeah, it's still good though. Gets rid of hard to get around cards like Yamato. I hate Yamato. Mirror Force. Still good. I don't have this at 2 right now. I'm probably going to make room to put this at 2, or I can't remember what the ban list did to it. But it's in there. And Torrential Tribute. This Mirror Force, all that defensive stuff is in there, so if I do go for certain Sheridan, he doesn't get the shit beat out of him. I could Torrential, I won't really care. It's just Sheridan, a 700 beater, versus whatever card they get out. For the extra, I played 1 M7. Only you need 1. I didn't even bring it out the whole tournament. I didn't see a need to. It is going to 1, which I have really no idea why. I don't even think it's that good, but I guess. 2 Pallades. He was the MVP of the deck all weekend. End phase, bounce back to your hand. He's really annoying to your opponent, and he's 2,500. Just an amazing card, especially for this deck. 2 Omegas. I don't see why you wouldn't play any. He's unaffected. He unaffects himself and all other Constellar monsters from traps and spells. Really good effect. I'm considering first turn plays with him instead of Pallades. Double Presby. I played double because I basically picked this one up last minute because I was gonna put a Tyrus in for this, but I couldn't find one, so I was like, you know what? It's $2. I'd rather have it in there in case I need it. So I'm definitely gonna switch one out for a Tyrus or another rank 5. Gaia, he's obviously in there for the combo with Volk. Volk did put in some work that weekend. Shark Fortress never went into him, but he's a good card to have. Really good card actually for a common. Starliege didn't go into him, didn't need him. Cowboy, I didn't go into him, didn't do the 800 burn. I did lose to an 800 burn though, from the Bujin player. Maestro, didn't go into him, didn't need him that weekend. It was mostly just Blades. Shockmaster, this is obviously going to be banned now. I'm probably going to put in an Abyss Dweller in because Macro and D-Fissure are going to 1. Thanks for that, Patrick. I mean, I don't see why they did that, but I'm probably going to side in Banishers now and put in the Abyss Dweller. I mean, it didn't... There are other cards I could banish them, but D-Fissure for me was the easiest because you detach and the material doesn't go to the grave, obviously, because it's a material and not a monster. And the last card I played was Stardust for the Starlight Road. I don't think I ever got off Starlight Road, but you know, it's just in there for that. My side deck, let's see, I played one Penguin Soldier, and the reason I played Penguin Soldier is because Penguin Soldier is a boss, and I liked the look on people's faces when you have them face down and they're like, attack, you flip them and you just say back to your extra deck, and the look on people's faces is just priceless when you side in Penguin Soldier. I only have one of them though, no reason to put any more because otherwise it would just be really bad if I put in more than one. But this thing has bounced its fair share of Ophions before, so just in there. I did only play 13. I didn't know I only played 13. I thought it was at 15. I must have been missing 2 cards. I did play Droll. I didn't play any Prophecy. There's no reason these are going to be taken out pretty soon, but there's no reason I should be putting these in anymore because Judgment is getting banned. So, this was left over from my other side deck. I didn't really get to finish my side deck because I was concentrating on the main deck and finishing that. Like I said, I finished it 5 minutes before the tournament started. But it's not bad. Most of your monsters are light except for Bear. And you don't really have to see Bear that much during the game. So it's just good against wind-up. I decided in against 6 Sams. And the 6 Sam player, he was a new player playing 6 Sams. And he was like, oh, I got to get rid of that card. But next it's Steve Frazier. Like I said, thanks Patrick. This is going to 1 now. I don't know why, but whatever. Next, 2 Kaiku. I did side these in for the Bujin matchup just because I wanted to get rid of the turtle in the grave. Because the turtle doesn't let me go for Pleiades too easily, and he doesn't let me go Volk. He just doesn't let you go a lot of things, especially. And I just needed another way to get rid of that Yamato without attacking into it because they have 3 of that Crane card, and that turns them into a 3600 beater, which I don't think I had even. What's his face? Presby can't get over that, so it didn't do anything though. Shadow Imprisoning, just because I honestly do hate the Dark World matchup. It's not that it's a bad matchup or anything, it's just I really don't like how Dark World can just pop anything with Grapha, or they'll summon something, bounce it back to the hand, and Grapha's on the field again. I honestly just don't like that, so these are gonna stay in for next format, especially because of the vampires and zombies that everybody's all hyped about. Alas, I'm pretty sure that was only 13. I did play 2 Thunder Kings. I mean, it doesn't really affect me. It's more for the opponent. Once basically The deck honestly has no draw power, but as long as you keep Pleiades out, you shouldn't need the draw power. So this didn't affect me at all that weekend. And that was the deck profile. I'm honestly gonna still play this into next format. This should be one of the better decks into next format, other than Mermail. And if you're playing, what's it called, 4-axis, 4-axis is going to be pretty good into next format. Wolfberg's already jumped up. What are they at? I think they're at 75 right now. They were at 35 or something like that when they came out. Another deck that's going to be good is Mermail. Mermail, Dragoons to 1, and Deep Sea Diva to 1. I don't think it's going to affect it that much. It's still going to be a really good deck, especially with Abystius, I think that's his name. That card, I think Mermails are going to be a little worse in. No, they're going to be better because they have Trishula, but they did hit Abystius in Japan, which I thought they were going to hit here, but they didn't, which is probably good for Mermail players. Dark Worlds, everyone's all hyped up because Dark Worlds is supposed to be still good, even though they lost card destruction. Dark World to me has always been, especially with Shadow and Prismatic Mirror, I don't like playing against Dark World. You know, whenever I played Dark World, these and these would go on right away. I always say Dark World players get no mercy, you know, but not gonna be able to. Only gonna be able to put one of these. I'm gonna replace these with Banisher of the Radiance. There's nothing else I really see to replace it with except for Banisher. Other decks, I think Axis 3 lost 2 spirits, so it shouldn't be as much as a problem next format. But I do have my side cards ready for next format, especially for Shadow Specters. I have all that stuff ready. The ban list did catch me off guard. I do not see why they hit Stratos. I mean, I was a hero player, but honestly, heroes did nothing in the past 2 formats. Even when Duality was at 3 and E-Call was at 3, they didn't really do much. Which a lot of people are saying, oh, you got 3 E-Call and 3 Hero Lives. Why the hero deck is still okay. I'm pretty sure a lot of hero players will agree with me that Hero Lives was only hit because of the first turn Stratos OTK. And now that Stratos isn't there, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Hero Lives an Alias, Hero Lives a Bubble Man. It's just not as good, and the hero deck with Stratos at 0 will never be as good. Thanks for watching. I'll try to put some more stuff up soon, but the thing is, I really don't open packs. I'm not the luckiest person when it comes to packs. I'd rather just get the card that I want out of this set, unless it's like $100 card, then I won't get it. One thing I am really happy with about the ban list is, I mean, this card did not get hit, and I was so happy when I saw that this card did not get hit. I mean, when I thought about it, I was like, why would they hit this card? Dragon Rulers is gone, and if you think about it, what other deck can take place 2 Big Eyes and can bring them out consistently? I had my friend tell me Machina Girgia, which I was playing, and I told him no, I only bring out one of these minimum a game, and this thing never comes back. I mean, he said, yeah, you got Redox and you got Machina Fortress, but discarding kind of kills your hand, and that's why you don't always want to discard. But yeah, like I said, I'll see you guys later. I try to do an update of what happens to my Constellar deck after the ban list. It shouldn't change that much. I'm still waiting on some of my side cards, especially for the Bujin matchup. Like I said, if you guys can get your side cards for the Bujin matchup, go ahead and get your side cards. My side card's gonna be, I think it's called Forced Back, and if you don't know what Forced Back does, it basically bounces a card back to your hand, back to the opponent. It negates a summon and it brings the card back to the opponent's hand, which isn't bad. Which might sound pretty bad, but when you think about it, there's nothing else that's going to get Yamato off the field that easily. And if you want to win the Bujin matchup, that Yamato needs to be off the field. But I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.